try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. Looking for change, looking for pain, pulling a mob, pushing a train. I'll never stop, stick to a lane, pick up the pieces and go rearrange. I'll be the best above all the rest, put me to the test, expect nothing less, you check as I'm chess, what's happening next, He got the venom, a tangible weapon, no coming in second. This life is a lesson, he got a new engine from pain, it's a blessing. New focus, no guessing, just bold and obsession. All in his possession, you got their attention. I'll leave an impression and take a redemption. Just kill, no discretion, your mind is a weapon. 11-11, it's time for progression. You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. People like sheep move feet, heard it easy. You don't wanna be fast asleep when they're scheming. Better stand tall, ready for a fight, believe me. When they try the chains, you can say no, free me. So he's been looking.
Yo, what up, what up, what up, football fans? Welcome to another episode of The Blitz. I'm your host, Big C, brought to you by Game Changers Media, and I'm joined by my co-host, Mike Jones. What up, Mikey?
What up, man? Episode 58. Welcome all. Links are in the chat. Stop button and say hi. And Combine's officially over. And we're moving along. How you doing, brother?
Oh, I'm doing. I'm doing well. If you're a WWE fan, I just started a WWE podcast also. It's just in the works. It's nothing special yet or anything. Got to figure out background and stuff. But yeah, check it out. It's Off the Top Rope Wrestling Podcast. So if you're a WWE fan, check that out also. I might have to change the name because I noticed there's a couple of names. I didn't think it through very good. I've wanted to do one for a while now, but I don't know what made me last second decide to do one. I was getting ready to watch the Elimination Chamber, and John Cena turned heel first time in 25 years. Was absolutely amazing. Cool.
Damn.
But yeah, make sure you check it out. Show some love to the kid. I got one subscriber right now, and it's myself.
Woo woo.
But yeah,
damn, I didn't even subscribe. I might have to.
Well, I had trouble finding it at first. I couldn't find my own show.
Off the Top Rope.
Yeah, wrestling podcast. You got to put it all. No spaces.
Off the Top Rope Wrestling Podcast. Damn, that's a long one.
Yeah, it is. But if you don't make it long like that, you know what I mean? So many different things could pop up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, true.
But yeah, tonight we're going to do a little. We had the Combine this past weekend. We had some winners. We had some losers. We had your boy Shador. He's fallen down draft boards. You know what I mean? A lot of news, a lot of rumors. We're going to hit you with the top 5 juiciest rumors coming out the Combine. Now they're not too juicy. You know what I mean? This is a PG show, but they're a little juicy. They got a little substance to them. You know what I mean? But yeah, a lot of winners, a lot of losers, a lot of underperformers. People didn't measure up quite to what people thought they were gonna. Yeah, the Combine, you got people that don't participate in drills. The tight end for Texas, he was running the 40, twisted his ankle on a false start. So he was, and that's a nasty looking ankle sprain. He had pictures online, and it was bruised. It was bruised up quite a bit.
Yeah, but he did that early, didn't he? And he still did the rest of his drills on that.
He did the rest of his drills. So he's a gamer. He's a gamer.
Definitely.
But yeah,
it looked like it hurt.
We're less than a week away from the start of free agency, when we're going to learn a lot about what our teams are trying to do. I got a list of the top 55 or so free agents. and where I think they could be landing. So we're not going to go in depth a lot because there's so many, but I'm just off the top of my head, I'm going to give you an idea where I think these players are going to end up playing next year. And your New York Giants got quite a few of them. I'm not going to lie. They might need them if they're going to go with the old timer there at the quarterback position.
It's all right. Hey, I welcome Aaron Rodgers. Listen, he had a decent season stat wise. I can't argue that. And if we're going to sign him for 1 year, 25 mil, he'll be a bridge. And if we move up the board and grab Cam, I'm happy. I think that's probably the best play to anyway. That's even better than just taking Shador because he's game ready. Like we've talked about, we think Cam long term is going to end up being the best bet. So it kind of works out that the Stafford thing didn't work because he would have wanted multiple years. And I think we could get away with Rodgers for a year, 25, and he wants Adams to come, which would be a damn help for Malik. It would take some pressure off of that situation, and it would still allow us to draft a quarterback, Cam Ward. And I think that's probably one of the only things that's going to save Shane and Dable's job. So I'm not against it. I won't hate on Aaron Rodgers. Come spend a year with us. I wasn't expecting the next year to be anything extravagant anyway.
See, I think that's the problem with you guys bringing in Aaron Rodgers, though, is that he's going to win you enough games. With that division, I don't see you guys coming out of that division this year. Not the way that the team is currently set up. I do have you guys signing quite a few of these free agents. So, I mean, that'll definitely help. And having Aaron Rodgers will help. Yeah. And if you can get Devontae Adams too, that will help. And a top pick in the draft, that will help. Just with the way Washington's set up as a team and the way Philadelphia's set up with a team, it's got to be the hardest division in all of football to come out of.
Yeah.
It's got to be. Dallas is going to be better with Dak being healthy. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So that division is really tough. I feel bad for you and them New York Giants because it's an uphill chase for sure. It's definitely an uphill battle.
It definitely doesn't help that Washington goes out and gets Debo. So, I mean,
well, I don't think they're done yet. You know what I mean? They got a lot of cap space. They got a first round draft pick. So we'll see. Philadelphia, you know, they got draft picks. You know, they got some money. I'm hearing that they're all in on possibly trying to get Myles Garrett there. Like, what the frig?
I think I just seen something about them getting rid of Slay too. So
they did release cornerback Darius Slay today.
They did? Okay.
Yep, I made a short. I think the Miami Dolphins should go out and sign Darius Slay. We released our second corner earlier in the offseason. I think Darius Slay would be a nice piece for the Miami Dolphins.
Yeah, there you go.
I want to say, before we really get into things, I want to say, and I don't know if you're watching, but I want to send a thank you to offensive tackle, all-time great Miami Dolphins player, future Hall of Famer, Dolphins Hall of Famer, Richmond Webb. He was kind enough to come on the Fin Posse podcast last week. I want to say thank you again for that. And I want to say thank you for the autograph photo that he took the time out. Not only did he take the time to come and be on my show, but
promote you. Yeah.
I asked the man for an autograph, and in less than a week's time in the mail, I get this beautiful picture of him blocking one of the NFL's all-time greats. Maybe some consider the greatest defensive player of all time, Lawrence Taylor.
Yeah.
And I just want to say thank you. It means a lot, and I appreciate it.
Absolutely. That's dope as hell, bro. That's dope.
Armando, it was a good show. You enjoyed it? I was very nervous to interview him. I mean, I explained earlier, I got nervous when I talked to TD for the first time. I got nervous when I talked to Doug because, maybe they're not movie stars or stars in the sense of, but these people have been on my TV for a long time. You know what I mean? I've been watching their shows on TV for a long time. So it's almost like they were like a star almost, you know what I mean? So I was very nervous to meet all of them and to talk with them. But Richmond Webb, like I grew up watching this man on football every Sunday. He got to talking to my all-time sports idol and Dan Marino. You know what I mean? He blocked his blind side for 9 seasons. And be able to talk to someone that has a close connection to someone that you idolize is, you know what I mean? It's crazy. I've never talked to Dan Marino myself, but the fact that I've talked to someone that has talked to Dan Marino, you know what I mean? There's a good chance that Richmond Webb's been at Dan Marino's house. You know what I mean? Like it's weird, but it's crazy. But yeah, I was definitely nervous, and I appreciate you saying that the show was good. So thank you for that.
Yeah, man. I can imagine he's probably sitting there telling Dan now, yeah, I was on Big C's show. He was an awesome cat. Send him an autograph. He's like, yeah, send a limo to his crib. Have him come over for a party.
Yeah, Dan was probably like, yeah, I've been trying to get on the Big C show for a while now. He's booked up. You got his phone number? What's his address?
Yeah, phone number's better.
Yeah.
I don't want to drive.
Yeah. Remember to hit that like button, subscribe if you're new. Make sure you check out the Gridiron Giant show too. Help support Mike. Even if you're not a Giants fan, I'm sure there's good content over there. Quicker shows. There'd be better content if you would take my advice and let me help him out a little bit. You know what I mean? But hey, you know. I'm glad that he takes the initiative and he doing it. You know what I mean? He just gotta I'm still new at this. You know what I mean? I know that I get more comfortable the more and more I do it, and I do it a lot more often than what Mike does. So, you know what I mean? But he's going to get there, and he's going to get the subscribers, and we're going to do some reaching out and get him some guests and get him a big old following. So
yeah,
make sure you check out the Gridiron Giants and support him too. And then the Fin Posse podcast. If you're just a member here on Game Changers and you're a Dolphins fan, you're missing out because so much of the content for the Miami Dolphins is on the Fin Posse podcast channel. We do Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. every day. Usually it's like 10:05, 10:06. I'd be a little bit late. You know what I mean? I'd be dozing back off, man.
It gives everybody else a chance to grab a drink and be like, damn, I'm running late too. So, it works out.
Raphael said, I'd be so wet talking to Richard.
Oh, we gotta put that up there for you, Raphael.
Raphael is he joined me live on the Fin Posse podcast today. I'm trying to set up something, and Mike, you should join me. I know that it's tough with your work schedule, but trying to figure out a date that I could fly to Miami and go to a game and meet up with everybody that joins the show on a regular basis. You know what I mean?
Right.
I think that would be really cool. Meet up there the night before and Saturday, go out, have some dinner, have some drinks, have some fun, and then go to the game on Sunday. I think that'd be a great time. So we got to figure out something.
Yeah, buddy.
But let's get into it because we got a hefty list here tonight. We got a hefty list. And then we're going to hit you with the 5 juiciest rumors coming out of the combine.
Juicy.
Let's start with the free agents first, though, and then hit the 5. Yeah, we'll do that. So at number 55, I got Harrison Smith from the Minnesota Vikings safety. Harrison Smith, he's getting up there in age. he's still a very good football player. He's dealt with some injuries recently. I think there's a good chance that he may retire, but I don't see him playing for another team besides Minnesota. After this long, it really doesn't make sense. I think if Minnesota really doesn't want him back, which I'd be surprised, I think that Harrison Smith would just retire than to move on to another team. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes a lot
So
of sense.
I got Harrison Smith returning to the Vikings or retirement. Number 54, BJ Hill. I got a defensive tackle for the Cincinnati Bengals. Listen, this guy's a jack of all trades. His contract's tricky with Cincinnati. I mean, they don't got a lot of cap room. They just franchise tags T. Higgins. Although I think they're gonna try to do a sign and trade with T. Higgins.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily think T. Higgins is gonna be there. I'd be surprised if T. Higgins is there next year. But Cincinnati's got they got to figure out some stuff. This defense hasn't been very good. BJ Hill's been reliable for him though, and the interior of this defense. But I see him leaving, and I can see him signing with the Chicago Bears. Chicago Bears are in need of a defensive tackle. I think BJ Hill would be a good fit. I could see him signing with the Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins need help at the defensive tackle position. Number 53, this kind of breaks my heart. Calais Campbell, defensive tackle, Miami Dolphins. Listen, he had a fantastic year. He's up there in age, but he's still a formidable force, still a playmaker, great person, great locker room guy. He's a great run stopper. I can see him retiring, but if he doesn't retire, I could see him signing with the Detroit Lions. I would hope that there would be opportunity for him to come back to Miami. I really would, but I could see him sign with the Detroit Lions. Detroit, you know, they lost in the playoffs last year, and it was mostly because their defense. Their defense had so many injuries. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So many injuries. I mean, if you feel like that, you know what I mean, any of these players that I named, just jump in if you feel like, you know, where they'd be a good fit for.
Okay. I'm just listening, brother.
Number 52, I got safety Justin Reed. Justin Reed, he's not going to be cheap. I can see him $10, $11 million, $12 million. Justin Reed's just a consistent, he's consistently good. He excels in run support. The market for the safeties is very strange this year. If Harrison Smith retires or they lose their other safety, I could see the Minnesota Vikings jumping all over Justin Reed. My fault. Justin Reed. Yeah, I don't see Harrison Smith leaving the Vikings, Raphael. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. You spent your whole career with one team for you to uproot and leave. I just don't see it.
Yeah.
This is a New York Giants player. I don't know how to really say his name. Aziz Ojulari. You know what I'm talking about?
Aziz Ojulari. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Aziz Ojulari. Yeah.
He's a pretty good pass rusher at the outside linebacker. He's primarily a situational player though. He's not an every down player, but he's a pretty good pass rusher. I could see the New England Patriots jumping on him. New England Patriots need help on that defense. He'd be a nice situational piece for him. I could see him joining the New England Patriots. Chase Young, the former first-round draft pick, he hasn't been as good he hasn't lived up to that first round, first overall pick. What's the word? He hasn't lived up to the hype, to his draft positioning. They had lofty expectations of Chase Young coming out of college. He can still be a good pass rusher though. If teams are looking to bolster their pass rush, I mean Chase Young's a nice little piece. I could see him join the Chicago Bears. Chicago's got a ton of cap room. I could see him heading over to Chicago and joining them. DJ Reader, I'm not sure if he's on my list or not. Agree on sign on trade. Bengals trade for picks. Yeah, I could see him trading for picks too. Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
Number 49 is Alaric Jackson, offensive tackle for the Minnesota Vikings. He's the left tackle for the Vikings. Or no, the Rams. I'm sorry, not the Vikings. What am I talking about? He's been the offensive tackle for the last 2 years since what's his face retired. You know what I'm talking about? What's his Waller or what was his name? He's on NFL Network all the time now. A guy with a white beard, bald head. Whitworth is, I think his name is.
I don't know.
He's been reliable. He shored up the offensive line. He's carved a significant market for himself in free agency. I can see him. He's, like I said, he's a nice young left tackle. I can see him sign a contract with the New York Giants. New York Giants need offensive line help, and I could see him joining the Giants.
For sure. Offensive line. Always.
Dan Moore, offensive tackle for the Pittsburgh Steelers. He was pretty good last year. He had a bad season, and then he came back last year and had a decent season. It just depends on how much money he's looking for. The New England Patriots have a lot of cap space. They have holes all along the offensive line. I could see Dan Moore joining them. Number 47, the running back, Najee Harris, Pittsburgh Steelers.
Right.
I expected more from Najee Harris coming out of college, out of Alabama. I thought he was going to be an absolute beast. I was kind of upset the Miami Dolphins didn't draft him. But in the long run, I'm kind of glad they didn't.
Mm-hmm. His
first few years were tough. He's been better, but still not the bell cow that I thought he was going to be. I could see a team like the Kansas City Chiefs. There's something that at my window is the fucking cat trying to get back in the house. I was like, is someone trying to fucking break in my house? Because who else would be trying to fucking get in my window? You know what I mean? I really thought someone was trying to fucking break in.
It looks like you got the fucking movie star lights.
Like there. Someone told me though, like driving down the street, you can see the jerseys and shit. Like it's mad lit. I told you that. I knew someone did.
I said, cover them damn windows, bro.
Oh yeah. So there you go.
He just got scared. He's like, who the fuck's at my window, man?
Yeah, bro. Like I thought I was about to go outside and fuck someone up.
You'll beat that kitty.
This is the wrong house tonight, motherfucker. I'm in here. I can see Najee Harris signing with the Kansas City Chiefs. Kansas City's going to look they got Pacheco over in Kansas City. They had went and got Kareem Hunt back, but I think Najee Harris would be a nice 3-down back for them. He can do the best of both worlds. Pacheco could be more of a power back. They can let Kareem Hunt walk. Najee Harris is still young. I can see Najee Harris join the Kansas City Chiefs.
That seems like a good spot for him.
Yeah, I think he would thrive there. the ageless one, Bobby Wagner. Bobby Wagner's been a linebacker in this league for a long time. He's been really good. He played for the Commanders last year and was a big part of their defense. I think he could return home and join back up with the Los Angeles Rams. He's at the end of his career. I think he'd be a good piece for them. Just come home and end it. You know what I mean? End it with the Rams. Russell Wilson.
Oh boy,
Mr. Wilson. Russ was very on and off last year. He wasn't Big C, Cat Attack Ninjas. Yeah. Russ, we felt like performed better than what he actually did because Pittsburgh was winning.
Yep.
I mean, he didn't have a horrible year, but he wasn't out there. He wasn't out there chucking it all over the field like the old Russell Wilson. Now he's just the old Russell Wilson.
The old. Yeah, and
old
without Pickens going up to get some of those, I mean, you can just, he's not Russ. He's old.
Pickens let him down a lot last year. I mean, there was games
True.
where Pickens couldn't catch cold.
That's true.
Despite all the doubts, if you ask Russ, he still thinks he got something left. I could see him maybe signing on for a year with a team that's probably not going anywhere, doesn't have a lot to lose, and they're willing to pay cheap for a cheap quarterback. I could see him signing with the New Orleans Saints.
Okay. I can see that.
The Saints aren't going anywhere. Yeah, I just think that would be, you know what I mean? It makes sense.
That's right. Yeah. He's like an option for the Giants, but I don't even think about considering him. He's not on my to get list. So,
yeah. Number 44, I got Deo Ajalarbarjobo from the Colts. I don't know how to say that last name. He continues to improve year after year, defensive edge for the Colts. I think with the possibility of Joey Bosa leaving the Chargers, I could see him fitting in with the Chargers over in LA.
Yeah.
Number 43, the Keenan Allen, wide receiver, former LA Charger. Listen, he was a key asset for the Bears in the red zone last year. The guy can still play. He was never really known for his speed. He just is a great route runner. He's got great hands. He can be a very valuable piece for a team in the red zone. He can score touchdowns. The LA Rams are looking to move on from Cooper Kupp. I could see the LA Rams adding Keenan Allen. He's a much cheaper option. You still get someone that runs precise routes. It's going to be where he's supposed to be when he's supposed to be there, and he's got sure hands. I see Keenan Allen join the LA Rams. I would also like to see him in Miami as a slot receiver. He's 6'2", I think. He can go up and get the jump balls. I think Keenan Allen would be a nice piece for the Miami Dolphins as well. Number 42, Levi Ona. What's up with all these names? Levi Onwuzurike, defensive end for the Detroit Lions. He's got a lot of potential. Injuries last year. He's got a nice burst off the line. He's impressive pass rush win rate. I can see him joining the Ravens. The Baltimore Ravens could use another pass rusher. I can see him joining the Ravens. Baron Browning, linebacker for the Cardinals. He's a very good pass rusher from the edge. If he can stay healthy, he'd be a nice pass rushing outside linebacker for someone. I can see the Carolina Panthers adding Browning. I think that'd be a nice piece as they continue to grow and build on the momentum they had at the end of the last season. Mekhi Becton, offensive tackle Philadelphia Eagles. I really see him going back to Philly. Listen, he was a failure with the New York Giants at tackle. They move him in the guard last year for Philly. He played phenomenal. If he doesn't return to Philadelphia, I could see the Arizona Cardinals and possibly the Miami Dolphins. Although I don't know if the Dolphins are willing to pay what Becton would cost. I think Becton's going to be anywhere in that $10 to $12 million a year range. I don't know if Miami's trying to pay that much for a guard, but Mekhi Becton's still young and would be a great piece. He'd be a great piece for the New York Giants too.
He ranks 20th out of 77 for guards, and he got a 70.7 season grade last season. So we could always use a guy like that. That's for sure.
Number 39, Juwan Johnson, tight end for the Saints. There's not a lot of tight ends in this free agency, so this is a good spot to be in. He's a promising talent. He's got great capabilities as a pass catcher. I could see the Indianapolis Colts making a run for him. I think that'd be an interesting fit for him over there. Sorry, this list kind of seems long, right? But hey. 38, Darius Slayton, New York Giants wide receiver. Listen, we've seen Darius Slayton move from the number one receiver to the 2 receiver to the 3 receiver. Darius Slayton is a talented receiver. I like Darius Slayton a lot. He's got impressive stats. Any team that's looking to bolster their overall receiving corps would be smart to sign Darius Slayton.
Yep.
The New York Giants aren't really in a position to lose him, but I can see him signing with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, going over there and playing with Baker Mayfield and them boys. Just a change of scenery for Darius Slayton, I think would be nice for him. But I think the Giants could use him back. I don't know why they'd let him walk out the door.
If he went to Tampa, he would end up having probably a pretty banging ass season. It's just how it works. Anytime we get rid of somebody, I like Slayton too. So I'd like to keep him. Hopefully they can figure out a way to keep him. But if not, I think we got some rebuilding coming up. So we shall see.
Join us in the chat too. When I go over someone, spit out a team that you could see him fitting in with. Let's interact. Make this interactive. Let's go.
Interactive. Radioactive.
Let's go. Number 37, Marquise Brown, Hollywood Brown, wide receiver, Kansas City Chiefs. He missed most of the year with Kansas City last year. Listen, the guy's got great speed. He had the shoulder injury that kept him out most of last year. If you get him in the right scheme, he can thrive. Like I said, he's a speed receiver. I can see the New Orleans Saints bringing him on a pretty cheap deal. I think Raphael said, "Let's get nasty." First up, he's wet. Now he's nasty. Yeah, I can see the Saints bringing him on and giving him a cheap deal. I don't think he's going to go out there and make a bunch of money. He's sort of a one-trick pony, plus with the health concerns.
Mm-hmm.
Cornerback Mike Hilton, number 36 for the Cincinnati Bengals. He remains a premier slot corner, pretty good. He doesn't really play the boundary all that great, but he's a premier slot guy, which is valuable. He's crossing the age of 30. I think he's going to have a lot of interest. I could see him joining Cincinnati rivals, the Pittsburgh Steelers, and joining Steel Curtain defense.
Yeah,
what a punch in the mouth that'll be, but I could see it happening.
Yeah,
Raphael says Philly.
He's getting up there in age, but he's had a coverage grade of over 70 for 6 of the last 8 seasons. So whoever does get him, you're getting a solid player.
Yeah, absolutely. 35, Byron Murphy Jr. Byron Murphy Jr., cornerback for the Minnesota Vikings. Byron Murphy's been very productive with the Minnesota Vikings. Will the Minnesota Vikings roll the dice and try to find somebody else, or do they bring Byron Murphy back? I've seen they have a lot of interest in trying to bring him back. It all depends on who's willing to offer him what, but I see him re-signing with the Minnesota Vikings. You try not to let that homegrown talent leave. I see him trying to bring him back.
Mm-hmm.
Number 34, you got linebacker Nick Bolton for the Kansas City Chiefs. Listen, this guy is a formidable force in the middle. He racks up tackles. He makes receivers fear going over the middle. Mm-hmm. Like, he's a thumper. He's definitely a thumper. Does Kansas City let this tackling powerhouse leave? I think it would hurt them immensely.
Mm-hmm.
Kansas City's had a top defense. And to be honest, last couple of years, Kansas City's been a defensive team. Team. What up, Costa Nostra? But I could see the Tennessee Titans bringing them over. Tennessee's got a ton of cap room. What a nice piece that would be to add to the middle of your defense. Nick Bolton, Super Bowl champion.
Yep.
Number 33, Milton Williams, defensive tackle for the Eagles. Man, oh man, would I love to have him in Miami. These Philly players are absolutely phenomenal. He had a great Super Bowl. He has all the traits that you want in a defensive tackle. He has all the traits.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to get a hefty contract, probably 20 mil plus a year. That's probably out of Miami's ballpark. I could see him going back to Philly. I could see him signing with the Arizona Cardinals. Arizona's got a big hole in the middle of their defense.
Mm-hmm.
What a big acquisition that would be for them.
Yes, sir.
Here goes another one of these names. Osa Ogadolzawa from the Dallas Cowboys. Defensive tackle. He's been impressive. The metrics on him are impressive. It hasn't really translated into sack production for him, but the potential's there. He wins on a lot of one-on-one battles. You got to almost put a second or offensive lineman on him. Very good player. It just hasn't. The sacks just haven't came, but I think they could. I could see him join the Pittsburgh Steelers. Pittsburgh constantly trying to improve that defense. They're known as a defensive team. I could see them adding a defensive tackle in the middle of that defense to booster whatever offense and whatever quarterback they end up going with this year. I think that'd be a nice piece for them. Talona Hafunga from the safety from the 49ers. Jesus, man. Name your kid Bert or Kevin or
Steve.
Mark. Yeah. Where's Steve at?
Steve.
He's got great talent, man. He got great talent. He's young. I don't know if he's really tapped into his full potential yet. He makes mistakes in coverage sometimes, but like I said, he's still young and talented. He has a lot of room to grow. I could see him going and playing for the Green Bay Packers. I think that'd be a nice fit for him. Yeah, I could see him playing for the Packers. This cat is crazy.
The cat ninja.
Trying to get in the house. That's why you shouldn't have ran outside, mofo.
Use the door. Tard.
Yeah. Well, he's probably been at the door and niggas ain't letting him in.
Yeah.
Number 30, Cameron Bynum. Cameron Bynum. Safety,
Cameron
Minnesota
Bynum.
Vikings. He topped the chart among safeties with his the amount of tackles he had last year, 104. Great at run support. He's just an awesome player. Awesome player at the safety position. I like him a lot. He's super impressive. He's super impressive to me. I would love to see him in Miami, but I think a landing spot for Bynum, a real landing spot for Bynum would be with the New York Giants.
Yes, that's what I was gonna say. I'd take it. He's solid. We need a safety.
Tyron Smith, offensive tackle, the Jets, longtime former Dallas Cowboy, dealt with a lot of injuries, struggled with the Jets last year, but wasn't horrible. If he decides to play again this year, I could see him joining the Kansas City Chiefs and trying to get that elusive Super Bowl. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think he signed with the Jets because they had brought Aaron Rodgers in. He thought that was going to be a good opportunity to get a Super Bowl. I think he goes ring chasing. I think he takes a cheap deal with Kansas City Chiefs, who have holes on their offensive line. I think that could be a big addition if he can stay healthy. Raphael says Miami Retirement Club, Dolphins. Number 28, James Daniels, guard. Listen, man, he's an older player. He's a good guard. He's got a solid track record. He doesn't give up a lot of big plays, a lot of sacks. He's good in the run game. He's going to get a lot of interest because he's not going to be too expensive. I could see him signing with the Miami Dolphins. I think they're going to be interested, or possibly New Orleans Saints. Yep. I think the Saints have holes all over their team. They need cheap players because they don't got no cap room. I can see the Saints.
Who did the Saints got quarterback in this year?
Well, I think they're going to try to bring Derek Carr back, but I had him signing Russ Wilson.
Yeah.
I don't know if Derek Carr goes back there.
I don't know either. I thought that's who we had.
Asante Samuel Jr., LA Chargers, still a young guy. He had not a good season last year. It was flawed, marred by injuries, inconsistent. Yeah, his overall track record is good. He's got veteran savvy for such a young player. He just last year wasn't a good year. Maybe it was just because of the injuries. I think he's going to get good interest because of his potential. I could see him signing with the Minnesota Vikings. Raphael says the Dolphins. Yeah, I mean, the Dolphins could be a possibility too. I really want them to go get big play Slay, though.
Yeah.
Number 26, Drew Dolman, center for the Falcons. Again, he's a good young center. I can see the New England Patriots. The Patriots got a lot of holes on their offensive line, got a lot of cap room. They can give people an extra $1 million or $2 million to come play for them that other teams can't necessarily do.
Yep.
Look for them to spend that money and outbid a lot of people. Kevin Zeitler, guard, Detroit Lions. He's towards the end of his career. I don't think he's going to be as expensive as a lot of the guards in this draft. He's still a very good player. He's a valuable asset. I think that the Miami Dolphins are a real option for Kevin Zeitler because I think he can be had for probably $6 to $7 million a year, and I think the Miami Dolphins are going to do a lot of bargain bin shopping. So I could see Kevin Zeitler signing with the Miami Dolphins. That'd be a very nice piece. Number 24, this is the guard that I'd really like to bring in, is Will Fries, the guard from the Indianapolis Colts, but he's going to be a little bit more expensive. He's an ascending player. He dealt with some injuries last year, but every year he's been in the league, he's gotten better and better and better. He's a top tier guard. He's got his best football in front of him. He's literally going to be one of the top 2 or 3, maybe 4 guards in the league. I see him signing with the New York Giants. The New York Giants got holes and they need to fix their offensive line, and Will Fries would be a great piece for him.
Regardless
Notice
of what
we got quite a few pieces coming to the Giants.
We got
a star safety coming to the Giants. We got a guard, we got a tackle.
Pretty sure we're going to get a quarterback in the draft.
Carlton Davis III. I can see him signing with the Raiders. He played good with the Lions last year. Before that, he was with the Bucs, I'm pretty sure.
Yep.
He missed some of the season last year with a jaw fracture. He'll be fine. I think he'd be a nice pickup for the Raiders. Cosa Nostra got a question for you, Mikey.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. I talked about this with Big C, and I talked about this on my show earlier.
You should read the question up.
Mike, what are your thoughts on the rumor that Aaron Rodgers and the New York Giants are a possible destination? I'm okay with it because Aaron Rodgers didn't have a bad season last year, and there's been rumors that
I'm gonna let this cat in.
All right, there's been rumors that the Giants have been talking to him, obviously pretty heavy. Aaron Rodgers is okay with coming to the Giants, but he wants to bring Adams with him. So if we could do a 1-year deal, $25 million, it'd be worth it, especially if we could afford to bring in Adams as well, because then that also helps Malik Neighbors, and it still allows us to get Cam Ward, so Cam can sit for a year under Aaron Rodgers. I think that's the best situation. The only reason I've been wanting to pick up Shador's because he's ready now. But long-term, Cam Ward, I believe, is going to have the better career. So I would much rather take a year with Aaron Rodgers, bring in Adams and have Malik and just see what they can do, and give Cam Ward a year to sit and see what happens. And then who knows, maybe Aaron gets hurt. Cam Ward comes in mid-season. Either way, it's kind of a win-win. It would be a win-win for Daboll and Joe Shane, because if you bring in your rookie quarterback, you don't want to change coaching and general managers when you just bring in a rookie quarterback, because that's what happened to Daniel Jones. He played 2 seasons and then he got new coaches, and we'll see how the Daniel Jones debacle went. So I'm okay with it. Bring on Aaron. Let's go, Aaron Rodgers, because at the end of the day, Aaron Rodgers is still a legend. He's still a legend. I still remember a lot of really amazing games I've watched with Aaron Rodgers. So it's a year. I mean, I'd sign him for a year, $25 million. Absolutely.
All right, we're down to the top 25.
Uh-oh.
Number 22, Telvin Jenkins, guard for the Chicago Bears. The primary concern surrounding him is durability. he's gonna get more money. He's a very good player. It's just his injury history. That's what teams are concerned with. But I think he can join a team, and if he can stay healthy, he's going to be a nice piece.
Mhm.
I could see the San Francisco 49ers bringing him on to help out with their offensive line. Justin Fields, quarterback, Pittsburgh Steelers. Listen, the guy's got raw talent. He's a talented runner.
Yep.
The question marks are surrounding how well he can throw the football.
He needs
the real question.
He needs the right coaches around him. If he can get the right coaches around him and get the right motivation, I think Fields can definitely be, top 15 quarterback in the league. I do.
Yeah, I mean, I think he resigns with Pittsburgh ultimately. I think they give it another run. Before they brought Russ in, he was having success with the team. They ended up making the quarterback change. I think they go through next year with seeing how the year plays out with him being the quarterback for the whole year.
Yeah.
Unless they're in play for Aaron Rodgers also, and then but I think they're more likely to bring Justin Fields back.
Yeah.
Number 20, Aaron Jones, running back, Minnesota Vikings. He was really good last year. Yeah, that's all I got to say. Jones has been good since his years in Green Bay. He's good at catching the ball. He's good back. I can see Minnesota bringing him back on another short deal.
Absolutely.
Number 19, Cam Robinson, tackle for the Minnesota Vikings. He's been a pillar of reliability. He's just reliable. He's always there. He's a pretty good player.
He's a good pass blocker.
Yeah, absolutely. And, sometimes just your availability is the most important thing.
Yep.
People take that for granted. He's available. I could see Cam Robinson join the Kansas City Chiefs. Their biggest issues on their offensive line is players not being available.
Yep.
They've lost 2 Super Bowls over their offensive line not being available. Cam Robinson helps solve that problem.
Absolutely.
Number 18, Dre Greenlaw. I really would like Miami to add him. His track record has been nothing short of great. He's got great coverage skills as a linebacker. There's gonna be a good market for him. He's a great linebacker. I could see the Rams going all out for him.
Mm-hmm.
I'd love Miami to make a move though. Malcolm Kunse, edge for the Raiders. He missed all last year, but he's still a very good player. His last fully healthy season, he was very impressive. If teams can remember how he was his last healthy season, there'll be a big market for him. If teams are stressing about his injury last year, then his value might take a hit. I can see the Arizona Cardinals going after him, though. Arizona's not scared to make a mistake.
That's a hell of a way to put it there, boss.
Hey. Tell me when I tell a lie.
It's true.
Number 16, DeAndre Hopkins. I think he's kind of high on this list for someone that hasn't done anything in quite a few years. He still offers value because he's got great hands. He's a great possession receiver. I question how his ability to put space between him and defenders at this age. I don't think that. I mean, he's obviously not a number 1 receiver no more.
Right.
I question if he's even a number 2, but he's a nice piece. He could be a nice piece. I could see the Los Angeles Chargers bringing him in, a sure-handed weapon for Justin Herbert. I could see that being a nice fit.
Yeah.
And we've reached the top 15. Rasul Douglas, cornerback, Buffalo Bills. He's established himself as a fertile force in the secondary. His stats are nothing short of a playmaker stats. He's a very good corner. He's either breaking up passes or snagging interceptions. Very good player. I could see him joining the San Francisco 49ers. They're gonna have holes that need to be filled. San Francisco's looking to get back to where they were before last year, and I can see them adding Rasul Douglas. Charvarius Ward, cornerback, 49ers. And this is why there's a hole at cornerback for the 49ers. Despite a challenging season last year, he's got an established track record throughout his career. You got to give him the benefit of the doubt. He struggled a little bit last year, but the whole 49ers team struggled last year. But this guy is a top-end corner, a very good piece. I see him signing with the New York Football Giants.
I will take him for sure. We need to at least put a good corner or a good safety.
Well, one or the other. You go. You add both right there. You got Bynum and you got Charvarius Ward.
Yep, that would be amazing, actually.
Hassan Reddick, edge for the New York Jets. He held out a lot of last year, but the year before that with Philadelphia, he was a game wrecker. He was a game wrecker. If he can get back to that, I can see him being a fucking very devastating piece for a team. Sorry,
Absolutely.
I don't know where that fucker came from, but sometimes it just comes out. I haven't sworn in a couple minutes, so my mouth just spews it sometimes.
It says from 18 to 23, he had a PFF pass rushing grade of at least 65 each season before logging a career low 52.9 this year. So yeah,
he didn't go through any mini camp, training camp. He held out for most of the season. Of course, you're not going to be top shelf talent. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I can see him going to the Chicago Bears. Chicago needs weapons. They need playmakers. They're willing to dish out the dough. Reddick's looking for dough.
The Bears.
Perfect fit.
Perfect.
Number 12, Josh Sweat. Great Super Bowl. He's an edge rusher for the Philadelphia Eagles. He solidified his reputation as one of the premier edge rushers on the market with an impressive season. Plus his Super Bowl performance.
Explosive.
He's going to get a nice payday. Top bidders. I can see the Tennessee Titans going out there and really putting it down for Josh Sweat. You pair him with Abdul in the draft. Wow. And there's rumors out there that Abdul runs a 4.340.
What?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, absolutely.
If
a pass rusher is doing that, that's crazy.
Yeah, could you imagine that? And then Sweat on the other side. Sweat's explosive. He's explosive too. So that would be insane.
I mean, you could turn that defensive line into something that like Philly's got right now. You're going to win a lot of ball games just by that. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Number 11, Amari Cooper with the wide receiver for the Buffalo Bills. He didn't really do much with a stint with Buffalo. But he remains a potent force at wide receiver. He's a selfless receiver. He's eager to engage in blocking assignments. He's got good hands. He runs good routes. He's gonna be a nice team player for somebody. I could see him landing with the New England Patriots again. The teams with the most money are going to start making the most moves.
Yep.
Number 10, I got it. Sammy Darnold. Sam Darnold put up impressive numbers last year. We all know that. At times, he resorted back to the old Sam Darnold.
Yep.
Specifically when the game was the games meant the most.
Yep.
But he's looking for a payday. He's going to find it somewhere. There's a couple places that he could end up going. I could see him going to the New Orleans Saints, possibility.
Yeah.
The New York Football Giants, possibility.
Please
The
no.
Las Vegas Raiders, possibility. There's a bunch of places Sam Darnold could land. The New York Jets, maybe they revisit that. So there's a lot of places for Sam Darnold.
Yeah, I want to say, we should take a chance on him, but I just, like, we went through it all this season. It was like, when is it gonna fail? And he did. So I don't like that option. So hopefully the Giants don't go that way.
Number 9, Stephon Diggs. Injury sideline Diggs a lot of the year. There's no questioning Stephon Diggs' talent, though.
Yep.
The guy, you got to question how much of a team player he is because how he left Buffalo. But the guy is super, super talented. He's a game changer.
Yep.
I expect him to have a big year coming back off of injuries. I see Stephon Diggs signing with the New York Giants.
Really?
I told you I got a lot of players going to New York.
I wouldn't be
Brian Dable and your general manager are out there looking to save their jobs.
Right. But if they take Aaron and Aaron wants Adams, would we really want to take Diggs too?
Hey.
If we don't get Adams, and I'd take Diggs, it's got to be one or the other. Because I think Stephon Diggs is going to be like at least 15 mil. So,
yeah.
I don't know. I can't remember exactly how much we have right now. I think we're somewhere around the 60 million mark.
But you can always create more space, you know that.
Yeah, that's true. I would much rather only add one wide receiver, whether it be Diggs or Adams, and put the rest of our abilities.
Yeah, I mean, I think it probably is either or, but I just had him on.
It's
this
a possibility.
List.
Yeah. I mean, I'd rather take Diggs over Adams, so I'd be cool with that. No lie.
Number 8, Khalil Mack, edge for the Chargers. Khalil Mack still demonstrates that he can be a significant force on the edge.
He's ranked 5th out of 119 edge rushers.
As long as he decides against retirement, he can be a very nice force for a team. I can see the Detroit Lions. Detroit struggled so much down the stretch because of defensive injuries. Mm-hmm. You want to add depth to that. Khalil Mack could be a great piece for the Detroit Lions, a team that's ready to win now and compete for Super Bowls.
Yep. That'd be a good spot.
Number 7, DJ Reed, corner for the Jets. He put together an impressive season, allowing just a 57 completion rate against him. Only 2 touchdowns when targeted. Stats like those will certainly make him a lot of money in free agency. That set the stage for him to have a lucrative contract this year. I'd love for Miami to go and grab him, but he's gonna be too pricey. I could see him going and joining the Washington Commanders and making that team even better. That'd be huge for them. That'd be a nice piece.
And that'd be misery for me.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough sledding. Washington got a lot of cap room too, though.
I know it's going to be a long season.
Number 5, Chris Godwin. He remains one of the NFL's premier slot receivers. He had a season-ending injury last year that could impact his value on the open market.
Mm-hmm.
But his track record speaks for itself. I can see him winding up in New England or perhaps Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is in need of wide receivers. Okay. I can see him join the Pittsburgh Steelers also.
Yep.
Number 4, Javon Howland, Miami
Hey.
Dolphins. This guy is going to be grossly overpaid in free agency. Listen, he's a good player.
Yeah.
He looked like he was going to be a great player for us. And then the last couple of years, I don't know if it's just injuries or whatnot, but he hasn't been the same player. He's still a very, very good player, still super young, still has a ton of potential. I could see Javon Howland getting a 4-year, $68 million contract, which is absolutely retarded.
Yep.
For for the film that he's put on the field, for what he's done the last 2 years. I can see him signing with the Dallas Cowboys. I can
see that.
Number 3, Ronnie Stanley, offensive tackle, the Ravens. His career portfolio shows that his reputation is one of the top left tackles in all the football. Injuries have hampered him in recent seasons, but he returned to full health last year.
Mm-hmm.
Still an elite left tackle. I could see him signing with the Raiders.
Okay.
Number 2, Trey Smith. He went back and he got franchise tagged by the Kansas City Chiefs.
Of course.
And the number 1 free agent was T. Higgins, and he was franchise tagged by the Cincinnati Bengals.
2nd year in a row.
So that's the top. That's the top. Top. To the top. Now,
Top.
I mean, you could throw in Aaron Rodgers. I mean, obviously the New York Giants,
Yep.
Maybe the Raiders, maybe Pittsburgh.
Yep.
All very viable options.
I just can't wait till stuff actually starts happening.
Well, we're getting closer. Skylar Thompson was cut. Yes, sir. Costa Nostra. What up, Elwood? What up? How's everybody doing tonight? Yeah, that's top 55 free agents and where I think they're going to land. Obviously, I'm going to only be right probably on about 97% of those. So,
get the fuck. Oh man, I love it. Positivity, the positive vibe. I get it. 97%.
Yeah, I might have had an off day.
Okay.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. I got my top 4 juiciest rumors. I forgot what the 5th was. What was the 5th one?
We'll just have to make it up.
Fake news.
Yeah.
Fake news.
Legacy media.
Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe.
Smash it.
Yes. Don't smash it too hard. You don't want to break your device.
Every time. Hit that like. Do it.
Yeah, I can't think of so this is false advertisement because I can't think of the 5th one for the life of me. So the 4 juiciest rumors coming out the combine, the 4 juiciest, filthiest rumors coming out that combine this week. Number 1, or should I start at 4?
Start at 4. This should get
4.
juicier.
Yeah, juicier. Juicy. Number 4, the Cleveland Browns are gonna end up trading Myles Garrett. They're gonna eventually give in and trade Myles Garrett. They're playing hardball. They're trying they're like that your first date trying to act like they're not gonna let you in them panties.
Mm-hmm.
And you gotta work for it, boy. You gotta work for it.
Yep.
But then your hands creeps down those pants. Yeah, boy. The Cleveland Browns are actually gonna give it up at some point. It just depends on what the you saying 9.7%? Come
Yeah.
on, Craig.
That's better, Craig.
Yeah, Craig.
Yeah, Craig.
What you talking about, Craig?
You ain't got no job. We don't get high. Come on, Craig.
You ate all the milk. Drink all the milk.
Man, you don't got two things that never go together. No ham. You got ham, no burger. That's just crazy.
Peanut butter, no jelly.
Yep.
Myles Garrett is rumored to be going to Philly or Washington. Yeah, I seen both
God.
those Cosa Nostra.
Oh God. Please. No.
Rumor is it that the New York Giants quarterback is going to be in the ER this year.
He ain't gonna make it out. Oh my God. I hope not. Please don't. Please.
Yeah, Will Fries is an absolute great guard. He is a great guard. Daniel's a very good guard too. He's just a little bit up there in age. Kool-Aid, no sugar. Yeah.
Ham, no burger.
Craig. Yeah, I don't know what Cleveland's going to end up getting for him. What do you think the proper value is for Myles Garrett? A player, a two-time defensive player of the year. He's getting ready to enter, the last leg of his career, I would say. What's he about 30 years old? What do you I think he's probably got four very elite seasons left in him. What's that worth to you? Obviously, if you're a good team like Washington, Philadelphia, them first round draft picks, what are they? Really, they're just really good second round picks, right?
Yeah.
Because they're at the end of the first round. So two first round picks is like having given up 2 second round picks for those franchises.
Yeah. He's gonna ask a lot.
If Myles Garrett is gonna put you over the edge, if he's gonna lift you up into the Super Bowl, I think you go out and make that move.
Yep.
I think you go out and make that move. If I'm the Detroit Lions, I am making a phone call to the Cleveland Browns, and I am offering everything. Not players. I'm not going to go and give them my players, right, but I'm offering them everything. You pair him with Hutchinson, that is a scary duo. To go along with that offense, man, oh man. The Detroit Lions already get you in a whole bunch of passing situations because typically their offense is so high powered that you're trailing usually, that they usually have the opposition trailing. So Myles Garrett and Hutchinson just pinning their ears back and going after the quarterback like there is no tomorrow. Man, oh man.
No.
What up, AVS? How you doing?
What up, yo?
If I was the Detroit Lions, I'd be calling Cleveland immediately. But are they willing to give up what's needed for them? Can they make the cap space work? I'm confident that any team can make anything work with the salary cap. It's just about how they want to do it.
Yep.
I think it'd be.
Yeah.
I think it'd be crazy.
Yes. I believe the Giants are picking Cam. I believe the Shador thing was like a smoke screen, so Tennessee didn't have any leverage on them, because if they said they wanted Cam from the get, then Tennessee would have more leverage to ask for more to move up in the draft. So, yeah, I think the Giants take Cam.
But they're still gonna have to. I think they're gonna have to move up to get him.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because if they don't, the Jets are
either a second and a third round pick, maybe, or 2/3.
They ain't gonna have to give up another one.
Well, they might have to give their spot, obviously.
No, so I mean they're not gonna have to give up their spot plus a first rounder.
I don't know.
And would you do that if you had to?
Would I?
Yeah. I mean, you might as well. You might
as well, because I believe Cam is going to be a career quarterback. So, yeah, I think he'd be worth it. I wouldn't for Shedeur. Absolutely not.
Just because you guys beat the Colts.
I know. Tell me about
it. Plus you an extra first rounder because you beat the Colts.
Yep. We wouldn't even be stressing. We just get our pick.
That's why you fired Brian Daboll and the general manager. And not only did you get rid of Saquon Barkley, you gave up the first round draft pick for nothing.
I know. And everybody was so excited about it too. Oh, we beat their ass. We won.
Excited for what?
You just lost your standings. If the Patriots didn't go out and win, we would have been another spot back. So, yeah.
That's crazy.
The Saquon thing was enough for me to say screw them both anyway. So, but Mara doesn't want to do the hard work, and now they're going to sit here and try to do everything possible not to lose their jobs after next year.
Back to the juicy rumors. Number 3, the Minnesota Vikings are prepared to offer Sam Darnold a multi-year deal.
Minnesota.
They're prepared to offer Sam Darnold a multi-year deal, which means they're willing to let J.J. McCarthy either sit for multiple years or possibly trade him. They're willing to commit to Sam Darnold on a long-term deal over $40 million a year.
He should take it.
I mean, I'm a little surprised that you had this young quarterback on the bench, but they had such a great year last year. How do you tell if you come out and JJ McCarthy lays an egg and Sam Darnold has another phenomenal season with another team, how do you explain that to your fan base?
Yeah.
Big C, who are we drafting? In a perfect world, we'd be drafting Membu. If in a perfect world, we'd go out and get Membu, but I think his performance at the combine, I don't think he's going to be there at 13 anymore. Good evening, Crazy Dolphin.
Good evening. Goodbye.
I don't think Membu's going to be there any longer. This guy is a mountain of a man. He dominated all of the top pass rushers in this year's class when they went up against him.
Yes.
He is an animal.
Yes, Kosa. I'm dying on the Cam Wardhill because I believe they're going to have a bridge quarterback and Cam's going to sit for a year. And I think that's what he needs. And I think he's got better prospects for the future. So, yeah, I'll die on that hill. I don't know if I'll die on it, but, I'll drag my stubby little limbs across the anthill if I have to. Anything for a possible better outcome within the next couple of years. I mean, we took a longer chance on Daniel Jones than we should have. Gave him money. Why not? Screw it.
Yeah, I think Membu's the pick. I was even earlier today, I was all about trading down, but then I investigated more. And I just think Membu has the potential to play right tackle for us, left tackle for us. He can be a all pro, all world guard. I think his minimum, at the very least, he's a Pro Bowl talent at guard. And that's the very minimal that he can be.
Yep. Agreed.
I think his potential, he has the potential to be an all pro tackle. He's so athletic, so powerful, so big. He will be a great pick. He takes care of so many different things, so many different needs for us. If Austin Jackson gets hurt, he can jump out the right tackle. We can try him out at left tackle. I think we go and get a guard or two in free agency. And then then what I would do is I would trade back up into that first round. I'm drafting Membu, and then I'm trading back up into the first round and getting Nick Emawori. I'm trading back into the first and getting Nick Emawori to add along with Justin Simmons in free agency. And that, listen, I would not be sitting with my draft picks. I'm moving. I'm a shaking in this draft. You don't let players fall to you. You go out and get the players that you want.
Yep.
Because every time we sit and we try to wait for a player to fall to us, they never do. Someone snipes in front of us and steals the player that we want. We can't allow that to happen this year.
No. Cam Ward's the African American version of Daniel Jones. Hey, man, come on. Let's be positive.
Wow.
Positivity. I need some positivity, man.
He's giving you.
He is mobile. He is a little erratic, but he's not really that mobile.
Suck. I mean, people are living in. They're going on that hill for Cam Ward. I mean, exactly. A lot of people are saying that Cam Ward is the truth. Not necessarily even because of his physical skills, which they say he's got, but his leadership, leadership. They say he's got a good arm. He's athletic. He's not a runner, but he will run. He's capable.
But that's why I think it works out if he sits for a year under a quarterback. And if you get a guy like Aaron Rodgers, it's a good guy to learn from, especially reading the field.
And you would hope that
you hope that's how it works out. But I mean, Aaron's good at reading defenses and
but it's whether if Aaron Rodgers is willing to do the teaching. You know how Aaron Rodgers is. I mean, we see Aaron Rodgers in the locker room with Zach Wilson with the Jets. What's that show that Hard Knocks?
Hard Knocks.
When Hard Knocks did the Jets, and Aaron Rodgers was helping Zach Wilson a lot. So hopefully he would come in and help.
Yeah, I don't think Aaron's a bad guy. I just think he has his quirks. He's a little quirky. He's got he's got weird things. He's a little bit of a diva, but I don't think he's a bad guy. I don't see him not helping an up and coming quarterback, especially when he's on his way out. So we can hope. We can hope as Giants fans that we can start rebuilding something. That's all that matters.
Number 2, juiciest rumors coming out the combine, and this one has to do with the New York Football Giants.
Damn.
That a trade was agreed upon, compensation, contracts were agreed upon for Matthew Stafford to become the quarterback of the New York Giants, and for whatever reason, at the last second, it just got dudded.
Yep.
They agreed on a contract. how much money? Over $100 million guaranteed to an aging quarterback. They agreed upon draft compensation with the Rams. And for whatever reason, at the last second, the Rams backed out.
You
were Sam Darnold or Matt Stafford. Matt Stafford was this close to being a New York Giant.
Yep. That'd have been nice. But like we were talking about the last show, I believed it was all just a front, get that see what everybody's offering up for him. And I don't think Matthew wants to leave there, especially to go to the Giants. He's got a chance with the Rams. I never think it was his intention as long as the Rams hit a certain number. So, you know, I'd give up a few million just to be on a team that has a chance. So, and I think Matthew coming to the Giants kind of takes away the probability. At least it lessens your percentages probably quite greatly. So, you know, he's at the end of his career. I'd take a little bit less.
I don't think A-Rod did very much for Jordan Love at all. I think he was very bitter about the Jordan Love thing. And I'm not saying he's the greatest guy to learn behind. I'm just saying at Hard Knocks, he had a pretty good relationship with Zach Wilson.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I think maybe it's because the cameras were on, but I mean, I think that it can't hurt to sit behind Aaron Rodgers. Exactly. I mean, at the very least, you get to see how he prepares, how he reads film, watches film, how he prepares on game day. So I'm not saying Cam Ward is the answer at all. You know what I mean? Who knows? I mean, I thought this was a very weak quarterback draft. But, you know, teams got to try to make something happen. Now, would it be smart for the New York Giants to just get a building block and hope that they're in the same position next year and get Arch Manning? I mean, personally, that's what I would do. But again, that's the problem with leaving a lame duck general manager and a lame duck coach in control of stuff. They're not going to allow that to happen. And Miami's in a very similar situation. You got a general manager and a coach that their jobs are on the line, so they're not going to necessarily do what's 100% best for this team. Now, don't get me wrong, they're going to try to do good things for this team, but they got their best interest at heart.
Yep.
They're going to try to make this team as good as they can make it in the short term and worry about the long term and the future for the next group of people.
Yep.
So Sean McVay was on the Dan Patrick show today and said it wasn't even close that Matthew Stafford was leaving. Sean said he loves Stafford. Listen, if he was negotiating contracts, it was close.
Yeah.
If he loved Matthew Stafford so much, there would have been no question.
He wouldn't have gave him permission to seek.
You know what I mean? That don't even make sense. Of course he's going to say that.
Especially now that he's staying.
But the fact that there was conversations and real life contract and numbers talk to different teams, come on. Come on, Costa Nostra. That's saving face. That's, you know what I mean? Yeah, I love my quarterback. Yeah, there was never even a chance. No, we weren't gonna let him leave. Yeah, they were.
Yeah, they were.
They were gonna let him leave.
Not
Why
really.
would the Giants take a chance on Dart then? I mean, Dart doesn't have as high a rating as, you know.
He had a nice deep ball I watched at the combine, but I don't know. I wasn't really impressed with Jackson Dart. I'm not really impressed with him.
I mean, we can't answer all the questions for these franchises. I mean, we can go by what's said. We're not in their war room. We're not We don't know exactly why they like the players that they like per se. We can say what we think personally, and we can say what that we're hearing.
Yeah.
Bo Nix, yeah. I mean, but do you believe that Jackson Dart's going to be drafted before Cam Ward? Yeah, Cosa Nostra. No, you know
Hell
he's not going to be.
Yeah.
So I mean, even let's say the first 7 teams pass on both quarterbacks. Those teams are still taking Cam Ward first before Jackson Dart.
Yeah.
I still have doubts on Bo Nix.
Yeah.
Bo Nix did a lot of running and scrambling and making crazy throws on the run. I didn't watch him stay in the pocket very much at all.
No.
And that's not a successful way to play quarterback in the NFL.
Mm-mm.
I think Bo Nix is going to be a long-term starter in this league? I do not.
No.
Now, I could be wrong. Don't you know what I mean? I've been wrong before. I'll be wrong again. But
he's 97% right.
how? Yeah. Not 9.7, 97. But how many quarterbacks have we seen that really work for? That's their bread and butter is the take the snap, roll out far right, roll out far left, and throw the ball across your body, across the field. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
I don't think Bo Nix had and he wasn't great at the beginning of his rookie year. He had a nice stretch. But do I think he has the same success going forward? And can he continue that success? I don't believe he can. I don't believe he can keep it up.
No. I don't either. I think he has potential, but no.
And the number one juiciest rumor is that the Buffalo Bills and the Kansas City Chiefs are both all in and working very hard at getting a deal done for DK Metcalf.
Damn.
What about Jalen Daniels? Commanders barely won 6 games in his last possession. Jalen Daniels is the truth. Jalen Daniels is truth.
I'll take Jaden. Jaden. It's Jaden.
It's Jaden, right?
Yeah, it is Jaden. Yeah, Kosa, get it right.
Jalen Daniels is truth. He's a future top 5 player in this league.
Yeah, for him to come out and play the way he played. Now, you can't say that it doesn't happen. These players don't just drop off, but man, I don't know. I think Jaden's going to be around for quite a while, then doing big things. It sucks that he's in the NFC East.
Oh, what you're saying? You're taking Warren at 13, brother? You're tripping. No way we can take a tight end at 13. No way. Who's blocking to get him the ball? That's that. Listen, I'd rather go trade for Kyle Pitts. Go put an offer in for Kyle Pitts. He's not a better prospect than Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts, Atlanta just doesn't use Kyle Pitts correctly. You could probably get Kyle Pitts probably pretty cheap. Oh, and listen, you can't. There's no way you can talk me into going tight end in Warren. If you're going to go tight end, you should have went tight end last year because Brock Bowers is a better prospect than Warren. Who in here believes that we should take a tight end at number 13? I don't care if it's Gronk. I don't care if it's Tony Gonzalez at 13. That's not more important than what we need. It's not more important than the offensive line or the defensive line. It's not. Again, Brock Bowers was a better prospect than Warren. Why didn't we draft Bowers last year then? Why not go and make a trade offer for Kyle Pitts? Kyle Pitts was the highest ranked tight end they said to ever come out in the draft, right? Kyle Pitts. I mean, he's a fancy piece, Elwood. Don't get me wrong. Like, would he be a nice piece to have? Yeah. We got too many holes, though, brother. Listen, if we were looking to just draft a regular receiver or a player of that, a skill position player, I'd say, shoot, go ahead. If we were the Philadelphia Eagles, then yeah, shoot. But Philadelphia for a long time addressed areas of need. They addressed them important positions. Now they're in positions to go out and draft players like Warren. Brock went at 13. We picked 31. You could have made a move, though. You could have made a move. You could have, if he was that big, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing wrong with Jonnu, in my opinion. Is he as talented as Warren? No, probably not. But is Warren going to come in and take Jonnu Smith's job right away? Probably not. Is Warren maybe a better player than we're going to get on the interior offensive line or the defensive line? Maybe. Maybe he's ranked higher at his position, but does he do more for this Miami Dolphins team than an offensive lineman or a defensive lineman? I just don't see it. You can't change the Elwood if we can't block for the running game. Go trade for George Kittle. Go trade for Kyle Pitts. But you gotta address 2 tight end sets. Yeah, sure. But we gotta protect our quarterback and we gotta run the ball. We just got to each their own, Elwood. You know what I mean? Like, to each their own. I just can't get on board with it, brother. Free agent guard at 48 and 98. I get it, but we have other holes on this team. Tight end's not a hole right now.
I gotta get going. I gotta take off, guys.
All right, yeah. I'll see y'all tomorrow, Monday morning or Tuesday morning, 10 a.m. Fin Pasta Podcast. Make sure you hit that like button. We appreciate you coming through. Love y'all. Tomorrow
Thanks for kicking it with us on the Blitz, episode 58. Remember to like, hit, share, subscribe. Come in, stop, say hi. Your links are always in the chat, and we'll see you Friday for the Blitz 59.
Yeah. Tomorrow we're going to discuss more free agent things, Dolphins related. Our free agent needs and cut and extension candidates for the Miami Dolphins.
Yeah.
We'll see y'all tomorrow. We appreciate you. Or not tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow. We appreciate you. We love you. Until next time. Fins up, baby. Peace. Peace. Peace.
Go Giants.
Peace.